They're not standing halfway in and halfway out. Their heart has already gone much further than that. What they feel for you is deep, serious, and becoming impossible for them to treat like something casual anymore. And the reason this reading feels so powerful from the very first breath is because the energy does not only say they love you, it says they may be reaching a final decision, a real one, the kind of decision that says, I do not want this to stay undefined anymore. The kind of decision that says, I want to make this official. The first card appearing here is the Lovers. This card tells me the emotional truth is already present, not surface attraction, not temporary excitement, not a passing emotional wave. The Lovers is the recognition card. It is what happens when a person stops pretending a bond is simple and starts admitting that it has meaning. So when this person looks at you or even thinks about you, they may feel that this connection has already crossed into sacred territory in their heart. They may feel that what they have with you is not something they want to keep vague forever. The next card appearing here is the King of Pentacles. Now the energy becomes grounded, serious, intentional. The King of Pentacles thinks in terms of building, securing, protecting, creating something that can last. So if this person is saying even silently, I want to make it official, the cards say they may mean that in a very real way. They may want stability with you, a clear place in your life, a bond that is not hidden behind mixed signals or half steps. This is not only a romantic feeling, it is a life feeling. The next card appearing here is the Four of Wands. This is beautiful because it confirms union, celebration, and the emotional atmosphere of making something real between two people. The Four of Wands is the card that says love wants structure now. It wants to be named. It wants to be shared in the open. So this person may already be imagining what it would feel like to stand beside you in a more certain way, not only emotionally close, but chosen. The next card appearing here is the Ace of Pentacles. This is one of the strongest signs that they do not only want emotion, they want a beginning you can actually build inside, something tangible, something stable, something with a future attached to it. So if they have been circling the connection quietly for a while, the card suggests that they may now be getting closer to wanting to place something real in front of you. The next card appearing here is the Sunday. This tells me that when they imagine making it official with you, the emotional tone is not heavy in their heart. It is bright, loving. Full of genuine happiness, they may picture your smile, your reaction, the relief of no longer having to hide what they feel behind hesitation. And that matters because it tells us this is not only about pressure or timing. They want this because the thought of choosing you feels right to them, warm to them, alive to them. The next card appearing here is the Queen of Cups. This card adds emotional tenderness. They may not only love you deeply, they may also feel protective of your heart. They may want the way they approach you to feel gentle, loving, and sincere. So if they are moving toward a final decision, it may not come with harshness or force, it may come with sweetness. The final card appearing here is Judgment. And this is where the reading becomes unmistakable. Judgment is the card of awakening, of knowing, of a truth becoming too loud to ignore. This person may be reaching the moment where they can no longer keep this connection in the category of we will see. Their heart may already know. Their soul may already know. So the message of this reading is very clear. This person is madly in love with you, not halfway, not lightly, not in a confused, uncertain, disappearing kind of way. And now they may be reaching a final inner decision to stop keeping this in emotional limbo, to stop loving you in half-light, to stop acting like this bond is smaller than it is. Because what they want more and more is to make it official with you, there is one more layer here too, and it feels important. Part of what may be pushing them toward this decision is the realization that real love asks to be honored. Real love asks to be chosen. And this person may now be understanding that if they truly want you, then wanting is no longer enough. They may feel called to act, to name it, to stand in it fully. And that is why this energy feels so strong tonight. Because the love is not only present, it is choosing a direction, and the deeper truth is simple. They do not want almost. They do not want maybe. They want the kind of love that can stand in daylight and call you theirs, truly, always. And it feels like the heart is no longer asking, do I love this person? It already knows. Now the question feels different. How do I stop holding this in halfway and finally give this connection the place it deserves? The first card appearing here is the Two of Cups. This card says the bond has already crossed the line between attraction and emotional truth. The Two of Cups is the energy of recognition, the feeling that another person fits somewhere real in the heart. So when this person thinks about making things official with you, it may not feel like a dramatic risk anymore. It may feel like the natural shape their feelings have been trying to take all along. The next card appearing here is the Hierophant. Now the message becomes even stronger. Because the Hierophant is commitment, it is structure, it is choosing something openly, respectfully, and with intention, this person may be reaching a place where vague feelings no longer satisfy them. They may not want mixed energy, they may not want undefined closeness. The Hierophant says they may want to name it, honor it, stand in it properly. And that is why the title of this reading feels so alive. This is not only someone who loves you, this is someone who may be deciding that love should now become something visible. The next card appearing here is the Knight of Cups. This card adds tenderness to everything because even if the decision inside them is becoming serious, the way they feel about you is still very soft, very romantic. Very emotionally open, the Knight of Cups says they may already be imagining the moment, how to speak, how to approach, how to let you feel the sincerity behind their words. They may want it to feel beautiful, honest, and memorable. The next card appearing here is the Nine of Pentacles. This is important because it shows they may be seeing your value very clearly now. Your self-respect, your standards, the way you hold your energy without begging to be chosen, and when someone falls in love with a person who knows their worth. The heart often understands that casualness will not be enough, half love will not be enough, delay will not be enough. So this person may be realizing that if they want you fully, they have to come toward you fully too. The next card appearing here is the Star. This is beautiful because it says making things official with you may feel hopeful to them, not heavy healing, not frightening. The Star suggests that your presence may represent something emotionally clean in their world, something that feels like truth after confusion, something that feels like peace after emotional wandering. So if they are moving toward a final decision, it may be because their heart feels lighter when it imagines choosing you openly. The next card appearing here is the Ace of Cups. And this is where the reading becomes overflowing with feeling. Because the Ace of Cups is what happens when the heart cannot keep love in the background anymore. The emotion rises, it wants expression. It wants to stop hiding behind restraint and become something living in the world. This person may already feel that what they carry for you is too full, too honest, too deep, to keep offering only in pieces. They may want all of it, the full truth, the full feeling. The full yes, the final card appearing here, is the Ten of Pentacles, and this is the clearest sign yet that they are not only thinking about the next moment with you, they are thinking about the long road, the future, the real life, the structure of a bond that lasts. The Ten of Pentacles says this person may be realizing that when they look ahead, the version of life that feels most complete has you in it. Not as a question mark, but as someone chosen, someone included, someone woven into what forever could actually mean. So the message of this part is very clear. This person is not only madly in love with you, they may be reaching the point where love wants a form, a title, a promise, a place in the open, and there is one more layer here. And it feels very important. Part of what may be making this decision so final in their heart is that they are no longer satisfied just knowing how they feel privately. Private love may have carried them for a while, but now it may feel incomplete because real love, when it deepens enough, eventually asks for courage. It asks to be chosen in daylight. That is what this reading feels like. A person whose heart has already chosen and whose life may now be slowly catching up to that choice. This love is not shrinking, it is organizing itself, and the closer it gets to its own truth, the more it may want to say something very simple and very real. I don't want this halfway anymore. I want you clearly. I want us for real. And they may mean it completely now. A softer certainty enters here, and it feels like the heart is no longer only dreaming about what this connection could become. It is beginning to prepare for it because when love grows deep enough, it stops asking only for closeness. It starts asking for place, for truth, for a shape in the real world. The first card appearing here is the King of Cups. This card says the love is not impulsive, not shallow, not something that appears dramatically one day and disappears the next. The King of Cups feels deeply, but with awareness. So this person may already know in a very serious way that what they carry for you is real love, not a mood, not a phase. Love, and that kind of knowing changes a person from the inside. The next card appearing here is the Four of Wands. This card brings such beautiful energy into the reading. It is the card of union, celebration, joy that becomes shared instead of hidden. So when this person imagines making things official with you, they may not only imagine the words, they may imagine the feeling, standing beside you, knowing the bond is named, feeling the relief of no longer holding their love in uncertainty. The Four of Wands says that in their heart, this may already feel like the direction love wants to go. The next card appearing here is the Page of Pentacles. Now the energy becomes careful but real because this card suggests they may be thinking about how to bring the feeling into reality in a grounded way, how to approach, how to make the step feel sincere, how to let the connection grow in a way that is steady, not chaotic. The Page of Pentacles is not flashy, it is honest. So if this person is reaching a final decision, they may also be thinking about how to carry it responsibly, not only romantically, responsibly. The next card appearing here is the Empress. This is very beautiful because it says part of what is making them so sure is the way they see you. The Empress is warmth, worth, softness, presence. The kind of energy that makes a person feel they are standing in front of something precious. So this person may not only love you, they may deeply value you. They may feel that what you bring into their life is not common, not replaceable, not something they want to mishandle or leave undefined any longer. The next card appearing here is the Ace of Swords. This is the breakthrough, the moment where truth becomes too clear to keep postponing. The Ace of Swords says they may be reaching a kind of emotional clarity that cuts through every old hesitation. What do I feel? I know. What do I want? I know. What needs to happen next? I know. That is the force of this card. And once clarity gets that strong, the heart does not feel satisfied staying in. Maybe the next card appearing here is the Lovers. This confirms again that what is happening is not only emotional intensity, it is choice, sacred choice. The heart recognizing where it belongs and wanting to honor that truth in a real way. This person may feel that loving you is not something they want to hide behind timing forever. They may want to stand in it fully. The final card appearing here is the Sunday, and this is the blessing over everything. Because the Sunday says that when this person imagines making it official with you, the feeling is bright, open, warm, alive. It does not feel like obligation. It feels like joy. So the message of this part is very clear. This person is not only in love with you, they are beginning to understand that love this real deserves visibility. It deserves truth. It deserves a place in the open. There is one more layer here, and it feels deeply reassuring. Part of why the decision may now feel so final is that your energy does not create confusion in them anymore. It creates clarity. You may feel like the person they stop wavering around, the person they stop questioning themselves around. The person whose presence makes the heart say simply, "This is where I want to stay." And when love reaches that kind of clarity, it no longer wants to live in uncertainty. It wants to stand up, to speak, to choose. And this person may be getting closer and closer to exactly that moment. Now, they may still move carefully. Yes, they may still want the moment to feel right. Yes, but careful does not mean unsure. The cards say the love has already crossed into certainty, and now the rest of them is catching up. Mind, voice, action, future. This is the kind of energy where someone stops asking whether they should choose love and starts asking how quickly they can make their life match what the heart already decided. Because some connections feel beautiful, some feel exciting, some feel unforgettable. But this one may feel foundational to them, like the place they build from, like the place they return to, like the person they cannot call almost when the truth has moved into forever. A firmer kind of knowing enters here, and this part feels like the heart has stopped wandering in circles, because there is a difference between loving someone quietly and realizing you are ready to build a real life around that love. That is the energy opening now. The first card appearing here is the Ten of Cups. This card says the vision in their heart is no longer small. It is not only about romance, chemistry, or emotional intensity. It is about shared peace, shared joy, shared life. When this person imagines what happiness could actually look like, your energy may keep appearing at the center of it, not as a temporary chapter, not as a beautiful possibility they can visit when it is convenient, but as part of the future itself. The next card appearing here is the Hierophant. And this is where the reading becomes unmistakable. Again, because the Hierophant is the card of commitment, of naming the bond, of choosing something with sincerity, structure, and respect. So if this person has been saying to themselves, I want to make it official, the cards say that feeling may be rooted in something very genuine. They may no longer want emotional limbo, no longer want vague closeness, no longer want to stand beside something sacred and keep pretending it can remain undefined forever. The next card appearing here is the Knight of Pentacles. This matters because it says they may not be rushing without thought. They may be taking their time, yes, but with intention. The Knight of Pentacles is slow, careful, steady love. The kind that thinks before acting, not because it is weak, but because it wants what it builds to last. So if movement has felt measured, that may be why. They may be trying to make sure that when they step toward you more fully, they do it in a way that is real enough to hold the future they see. The next card appearing here is the Queen of Cups. This card softens everything in the sweetest way because beneath all the seriousness, there is still tenderness. They may love you with a gentleness they do not always know how to explain. They may think about your feelings, your comfort, your trust. They may want the way they approach this decision to feel emotionally safe for you. Not only exciting for them, the Queen of Cups says the heart is not only choosing, it is caring. The next card appearing here is the Ace of Pentacles. This is the offer card. The card of the real beginning, the card that says love is ready to take form. So the emotions here may no longer be satisfied with living as beautiful thoughts. They may want shape now, timing, action, something you can actually stand inside together. The Ace of Pentacles says this person may be nearing the point where love becomes practical, where feeling starts asking for reality. The next card appearing here is the Judgment card. This is the awakening. The moment where everything inside them seems to say the same thing at once. Stop delaying, stop circling, stop acting as if this is less than what it is. Judgment is the realization that once the truth becomes this loud, postponing it only creates more distance from what the soul already knows and what they may know now. More than ever is that you are not the person they want to almost choose. You are the person they want to choose fully. The final card appearing here is the Four of Wands. And this is such a beautiful confirmation because the Four of Wands is union, celebration, shared future energy, the feeling of standing beside someone and knowing the connection has crossed into something clear, joyful, and official. So the message of this part becomes very clear. This person may not only be in love with you. They may be preparing themselves to step into the version of this connection that has a name, a place, and a future. There is one more layer here, and it feels deeply reassuring. Part of what may be making the choice feel so final is that your energy does not leave them fragmented. It gathers them. It clarifies them. It may make them want to become more emotionally honest, more stable, more direct about what they really want. That is one of the signs of a true soul pull. It does not only make a person feel deeply, it makes them want to align their life with what they feel. And that is exactly what this part of the reading suggests. Their heart is no longer asking whether the bond matters. It knows. Now it is asking how much longer they can keep such a meaningful love standing outside the doorway of real commitment, when every part of them is beginning to understand it belongs inside. Because the closer this truth gets, the less satisfying almost becomes, and the more natural it may start to feel. To choose you openly and mean it with their whole heart, not later, not vaguely, not halfway, but clearly, lovingly, and with the kind of certainty that does not ask to be hidden anymore. surely. This part feels like the moment where love stops being a feeling they carry privately and starts becoming a life they want to choose deliberately. Because there is a difference between loving someone in the heart and reaching the place where that love becomes a decision. That is exactly what the cards are showing here. The first card appearing here is the King of Pentacles. This card says they are not only thinking romantically anymore, they are thinking seriously. Practically long term, the King of Pentacles is someone who wants to provide stability, consistency, and something real enough to last. So if this person is feeling a final decision rising inside them, it is not only because the feelings are strong, it is because the future is starting to look clearer. And in that future, they may keep seeing you. The next card appearing here is the Two of Cups. This card confirms again that the emotional bond itself is true, mutual in spirit, significant, alive. The Two of Cups does not show forced connection. It shows natural recognition. A heart meeting another heart and knowing something important is there. So if they are moving toward making it official, it may be because the bond no longer feels like something they can casually hold at a distance. It feels too real for that now. The next card appearing here is the Ace of Cups. Now the emotion rises even more strongly because the Ace of Cups is the heart overflowing. It is feeling becoming too full to remain hidden behind caution, timing, or half steps. This person may be realizing that loving you is not something they can keep tucked quietly inside while pretending it does not want a voice. The heart wants to be expressed. The heart wants to be chosen. The heart wants to be shared. And that may be exactly why the energy feels so full here. The next card appearing here is the Emperor. This is powerful because it says commitment is not only being imagined emotionally, it is being considered as a structure, a real step, a real claim. The Emperor does not want chaos when something matters. He wants definition. He wants to stand in what he chooses. So this person may now be feeling that if they truly love you, then they need to stop letting the connection float in uncertainty. They may want to stand beside it, protect it, make it known. The next card appearing here is the Sunday. This is such a beautiful sign because it tells me that the thought of being official with you brings joy into them, not heaviness, not dread, joy, relief, warmth. The Sunday says there is something about imagining a future where you are openly chosen that makes their heart feel lighter, more alive, more honest. And that matters deeply because it means the commitment energy here is not coming from pressure. It is coming from love that wants daylight. The next card appearing here is the Eight of Pentacles. This says they may be willing to work for this, to show up, to build slowly if needed, to put care into what they are creating with you. The Eight of Pentacles is not fantasy love. It is effort, daily choice, real devotion expressed through consistency. So if they are reaching a final decision, they may also be realizing that the love they want with you deserves actual action, not only feelings. The final card appearing here is the World. And this card says something profound. It says the old emotional chapter may be closing. The chapter of uncertainty, of waiting, of circling, of knowing what they feel, but not fully living in alignment with it. The world is completion, fulfillment. The moment where everything begins making emotional sense because the heart has finally chosen its direction. So the message of this part becomes very clear. This person may be moving from feeling into decision, from private love into visible intention, from hoping into preparing to choose. There is one more layer here, and it feels deeply beautiful. Part of what may be making this decision so strong is the realization that your energy no longer feels like maybe to them. It feels like truth, the kind of truth that steadies them, the kind of truth that makes distraction feel empty and delay feel unnecessary. That is why the reading feels so grounded here. Not because the emotions became smaller, but because they became clearer. And once love becomes clear enough, it naturally begins asking for form. That form may be commitment. That form may be a title. That form may be the open choice to stop leaving something sacred unnamed. And if that is what is rising in them now, it is because the heart has already crossed the line between wanting and knowing you are not the person they are casually considering. You are the person they may be getting ready to choose fully. And for real, because when love grows this certain, it stops asking if and starts saying yes. A final truth rises here, and it feels like the heart has reached the point where it can no longer call this feeling temporary, complicated, or unfinished. It knows what it feels. It knows who it wants. It knows where the love keeps returning, no matter how much time, caution, or silence tried to slow it down. The first card appearing here is the Lovers. This card says the choice is no longer floating in uncertainty, it is landing. The Lovers is not only emotion, it is decision, sacred recognition. The moment where a heart understands that what it feels is meaningful enough to shape a future around it. So when this person looks inward now, they may no longer be asking, do I love them? They may be asking, how do I honor this love the right way? The next card appearing here is the Ace of Pentacles. This is the offer, the beginning that can be lived in, the sign that love wants form now, not only feeling. So if they have spent time loving you privately, imagining you quietly, wanting you deeply without fully stepping into the open, that may be changing. The Ace of Pentacles says the heart wants something real, something grounded, something that can be held in two hands and built day by day. The next card appearing here is the Hierophant. And this confirms everything because the Hierophant is commitment, naming the bond, choosing something with respect, structure, and intention. This person may be reaching the point where almost no longer feels acceptable, where private love no longer feels like enough, where their soul is telling them that if this connection is as sacred as it feels, then it deserves daylight, honesty, and a real place in life. The next card appearing here is the King of Cups. This is deep emotional maturity. Not perfect, but true. The King of Cups says they may no longer want to hide behind confusion or timing. They may be understanding that what they feel for you has lasted, deepened, and survived enough to deserve honesty. This is not fragile emotion. It is emotion that has learned itself. Emotion that can stand up and say, this matters to me. This is real. I do not want to lose it by staying silent too long. The next card appearing here is the Four of Wands. This card brings union, joy, the beautiful relief of something becoming official instead of remaining uncertain. The Four of Wands says they may be imagining the moment when the connection stops living in half-light and becomes something both of you can stand inside openly. Not hidden, not guessed at, not carried only in the heart shared. The next card appearing here is the Sunday. This is the blessing over the whole reading, because the Sunday says this decision may not feel heavy to them in the end. It may feel right, bright, warm. I'll leave the thought of choosing you openly may make their heart feel more honest, more peaceful, more themselves. That is one of the strongest signs in tarot that a love is ready for its next form. It stops feeling like risk only and starts feeling like truth. The final card appearing here is the World, and this is the completion. The ending of one chapter, the beginning of another, the moment where everything gathers into meaning. The World says they may be closing the chapter of uncertainty now, the chapter of circling, the chapter of loving you in silence while hoping the future arranges itself. Because love this real eventually asks for more than hope. It asks for choice. It asks for courage. It asks to be lived. So the message of this final part is very clear. This person is not only madly in love with you, they are reaching a final inner. Yes, a yes to clarity, a yes to commitment, a yes to making this real. There is one more layer here, and it feels deeply beautiful. Part of what may be making the decision feel so final is that your energy no longer feels like an option among many to them. It feels like the answer their heart kept circling toward even when the rest of their life had not fully caught up yet. That is why the cards feel so steady here, not dramatic, steady. Because steady love is often the love that lasts, the kind that chooses with both tenderness and backbone. The kind that says, I do not only want this when it is easy, I want this because it is true. And if that is the truth rising in them now, then the future may begin changing around that truth very soon. Because sometimes the heart chooses first, and then the life follows, and what their heart may be choosing now, with more certainty than ever before, is you no more maybe, no more almost, no more loving in silence while pretending the heart can stay undefined. It wants to stand beside you. Thank you so much for watching and for sharing this reading with me. If this message resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Take gentle care of your heart. And I will see you in the next reading. It knows what it feels. It knows who it wants. It knows where the love keeps returning, no matter how much time, caution, or silence try to slow it down. The first card appearing here is the Lovers. This card says the choice is no longer floating in uncertainty.